Ian here with Minuteman Theory. Hey, and in this week's video, we're going to be going over a blog that I wrote about baking bread. So I'm going to give you guys a recipe. I'm going to show you how I do it, and in the blog there's a little bit more to it. But in this video, I'm just going to show you how to do it. So we're going to start off with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now I only have a half cup here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up using 6 of them. So 6 of them. Make sure that they're at least somewhat level. Kind of like that. Looks good. We're gonna add 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Again, this recipe's in the blog, so if you have questions, just go ahead and refer to the blog at minutemantheory.com. So there we go. So there is 3 cups of flour. Next thing we're going to add is 1 packet of, we're going to hold off on the fast-acting yeast so for just a second here. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of sugar. So what we want to do is we want to take the flour. We want to go ahead and kind of even it out just a little bit. Kind of make it so that it's at least flat. We're going to take our finger, a little bit of a hole in here, okay? A little bit of cavern right in here, okay? Okay, so if you look, you can see that I just put a divot in there. And you can see bare metal at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our yeast and we're going to add our sugar. Okay, so the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of sugar. Again, I don't have these done by heart here, but okay, here's 1 tablespoon of sugar. So what we want to do is we want to put the sugar at the bottom first, and there's a good reason for this. So we'll put the sugar down at the bottom first. Make sure that that's level. Dump it in the center here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another scoop of sugar here, because I want this bread to be as light and airy as possible. I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to spread it around. Make sure it's all completely spread around the outside. Then we're going to take our yeast. And now for yeast, it'll actually show you right here on it'll show you right there on the instructions, if you can see. So it's actually going to be 2 1/4 tablespoons equals 1 packet of yeast. So we'll do 1 tablespoon. So luckily we already have that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 of these. So 1 and then 2. Now, and 1/4. So 1/4. All right, so you can see that I put the yeast in the center of the hole, and there's also the sugar is down underneath that. So what we're gonna do, take the back of this fork here. We're just gonna stir. We're gonna be gently stir it, because what we want is we want all the sugar and all that yeast to be. You can start to see in the camera that the sugar is coming out. We want to make sure that those have been blended pretty well. Okay, so here we have 2 cups of warm water. It's almost hot water. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take it. We're just gonna dump it right in the center there. Okay, try and get as much in the center as we can. Okay, that'll also mix it up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait, and as we wait, what we're gonna end up seeing is that it's gonna ferment basically. So what we're gonna see is all these big bubbles are gonna go away, and there's just gonna be a big group of small bubbles that's gonna come up from there. And maybe if you look, I'm not sure if it'll come out right now. Wait for it to kind of calm down here a second. I'll be back in just a second. But what you can see is you can start to see it just like oozing. It's starting to ooze a little bit, and that means that the yeast is activated. Okay, so if you look, you can see this is bubbling. All the big bubbles are gone, and it's just a bunch of small bubbles. you can see that, I mean, it's actively bubbling. There's bubbles coming up. They're small, but they're popping and all that stuff. So what that means is that the yeast is active. It's been activated, and it is currently mowing down on that sugar. So that means we have a good batch here. In the blog, I said that you can put olive oil on your hands to get this done. I prefer to wear gloves. You don't have to, obviously, you know, but as far as I'm concerned, I like being able to wear gloves so I can just pull them off and be done. So what we're gonna do is take a little bit of olive oil, put it in our hand, go over the sink, and we're just gonna rub it in, just like we're washing our hands. This is gonna keep the bread and the water from sticking, or the dough from sticking. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our, well, might as well. We already got it going, so we're gonna take the water and dump it in. We're just gonna knead this. We're gonna try and get it so that everything's even. Everything is, you know, it's all the same consistency. I'll show you here. So I'm just taking that, taking the flour, I'm taking the little starter I got going in there, and we're just gonna mash it all up and make sure that it's all been mixed together evenly, okay? Because I added another tablespoon of sugar. I don't know if you saw that on camera, but I added another tablespoon of sugar, and the reason for that is because I want this to be a really light, airy bread, and I want to make sure that the yeast has a lot to eat, so that it's making those bubbles and doing that. So. Add a little bit of more water. And also in the blog, I talked about how usually about 1.5 cups of water works perfect for me. Not, you know, the recipe calls for 2, but usually I get away. I find that just 1.5 cups of water works perfectly. We're just gonna knead it in and knead it in and knead it in. Now, for light, airy bread, you only have to do this one time. You do this one time, and then you add it to the, you put it in the oven, and that's pretty much the end of it. But if you want hard bread like a French bread or a ciabatta bread or something like that, you're gonna have to knead it a few more times. It all just depends on what it is, what you want out of your bread, basically. Because this is going to be, you know, just enjoyment bread. We'll probably put some cinnamon and some sugar on it, and you know, we'll go about it that way. I don't really want to beat it up too much. I don't want to push it too hard. I just want it to be light and airy. You know, obviously, the more, same thing with metal. The more you work hard in it, the more it's gonna not be light and not that metal is, but you get what I'm saying. If you work hard in metal, it gets more brittle. It gets harder, and we don't want that in our bread. We want just a nice, you know, airy, light, delicious bread that we can put butter and cinnamon sugar on. So, get all this stuff off. Sometimes the olive oil works great. Other times it doesn't. It just, you know, kind of depends. It is what it is, you know. But it's easier to clean your hands with gloves on and olive oil than it is not gloves, but, you know, no gloves and no olive oil. So, take these off, and I will show you what we're working with. So that is it. That's the bread that we got going on there. So like I said, we're gonna let it rise. We're just gonna let it chill out. I'm seeing a little bit of let's see here. So where am I at? I'm at 3/4. I could probably add a little bit more water and do it all again. So that's what I'll do. Is I will add some more water, and I will show you guys what it looks like after it's risen. So give me a couple hours and we'll be back. All right, so that is absolutely more like what we're looking like here, or what we want to see. So like I was talking about, just a little bit of a sheen, that's just the water. But if you look, you can start to see those little holes that I was talking about in the blog. That's CO2 escaping. So that means that this is at the right temperature, it's the right moisture, and it has enough sugar in there for it to be fermenting correctly. So we are going to cover this with a actual bread cloth. So we're covered with a bread cloth, and I'll be back here in just a few hours. Okay, so this is about, I mean, this is really, it puffed up a lot. There was, you know, obviously some sugar in there. There was obviously some yeast in there. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up taking this piece, a little bit of olive oil, and dump it in the pan just so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And spread it around. There's a nice little glisten going on right here. Okay. If you look, you can see, it's kind of glistening all over. We want to make sure that the bread isn't actually going to stick to it. And then we're just going to take it and we're going to be really, really gentle with it, okay? We want to make sure that we're kind of getting all these. You'll see that there's, it looks like it's got a little bit of hands or a little bit of tentacles. We want to make sure that we're getting those tentacles as well as everything else. We want to make sure that it's really careful. And look at that. I mean, look at that. That's pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty. It's risen a lot, and it looks really nice, and it's got a bunch of holes in it like we were talking about earlier with the CO2 coming out of it. And I'll just show you guys here real quick kind of what I'm talking about. We're not really gonna dampen it that much. We're just gonna send it because we want this to be really airy, really light. We want it to be, something you can have with some honey or some cinnamon or anything like that. So go ahead and take these gloves off. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I mean, you can see it just in the pan itself. So if you look, you'll see those little dots right there. So this little dot right here, little dot right there. So what we're doing at the moment is we are going to set the oven to 400 degrees, and we're going to put it in there for 35 minutes. So after 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it off, and we're going to let the residual heat just cook it. Look at that. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick this in there, and I will be back with you guys when it's done. All right, everyone, so it has been 30 minutes on 400 degrees. We're just going to open this up. Man, that's looking really, really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to cancel, and we're going to let it cook by itself for another 5 minutes. We're just going to let it cook. We're going to use the residual heat from the original bake and just let it kind of do its thing. Not that way though. Let's do this. How about this? 500 start. Okay, there we go. It smells actually really, really, really good in here right now. So when we get done, I will let you know. All right, so it has been 5 minutes on residual, and we're gonna go ahead and open it. Get this out. I don't know. That looks really good to me, at least. We're going to give it just a few minutes to cool, usually between 5 and 10 minutes, and I'll be back with you. We have waited about 10 minutes, and the bread has cooled down. So I just took a test slice, or a test cut, and that looks really good. I mean, that's kind of exactly what we're looking for. You can see all the little bubbles up in there. Yeah, so we'll take another cut here. It's still really warm, but we want to see. I mean, that's pretty, as far as the breads go, that's pretty soft, pretty tender. And let's see here. Oh yeah, I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. You can't go wrong with that. So, in closing, try something new. Take the recipe that I have that I put on the blog, and figure it out for yourself. Tell me what you think works best. Let me know. I love adding. I love subtracting. And we'll see. So, and there it goes. It has disappeared. So. That's the other thing you got to be worried about is that things will just suddenly, bread will disappear. That's just the way it goes. But again, guys, if you have questions, you have comments, you have concerns, go ahead and leave it in the blog, www.minutemantheory.com, and you'll see it under Let's Make Some Bread. See you guys in the next one.